Good morning. Morning? Gee, gosh, you can tell when I got up if I'm saying it's good morning, can't you? Goodness me. It's middle of the day. In fact, some people have been up since 5 o'clock. I was just up in St Andrews at the Old Course Hotel for a CMAE partner meeting, which was a lovely reason to be up there for 5 days. And the CMAE have their conference, they do a conference every 2 years. And next year it's going to be in St Andrews at the end of October. And it's just like, I'm like, oh, this is great. Good bookshops where I bought 11 books, 11. I have no space on my bookshelves anymore. I'm going to have to read. This is not good. I walked the old course on the Sunday because it's closed to golfers on the Sunday. So you can walk on the fairways all the way down. It's lovely. It's really good. Anyway, so I had a lovely time in St Andrews and now I'm back to reality. And I was going to say the end of last week and the beginning of this week, it was quiet in the inbox because everybody was still recovering from half term. And then today it's like, oh, everybody's back. You can tell now the emails are coming in. So one of the ones that has just popped up actually, which is it's a straightforward one, but I know it confuses somebody. If in this case somebody has been off since the beginning of the year, the calendar year, sick, they've been paid all the sick pay that they're entitled to, but they haven't been paid any holidays. And the question is, how much holiday should they be paid? And if you're off sick, long-term sick, you don't lose your holiday. You still have it to pay out. Okay. So you're still, whatever he's on, if he's on 28 days, he gets the 28 days, or you're not really supposed to pay it out, but depending on how it's going to work, you could then say he has an extra day off a week, but gets paid for it rather than having it unpaid, or you can say he is going to have 28 days in a lump rather than just paying it out. He is supposed to have the holiday. And that's the same for all people on long-term sick, that they still accrue holiday at the rate that they were working before they went on sickness. Okay. So if they were working 20 hours a week, so, 50%, they would have that 50% entitlement. It doesn't stop as soon as they go off sick. Okay. So, questions. Who's here with a question today? Trish.
Yeah, I have a question. We have got a bit of an issue with two members of bar staff. There had been an issue with one of the members of staff. I've just made some notes because it was a little while ago and it's been ongoing and we don't know where to go with it from here.
Right.
Been an issue with one of the staff who'd walked out on his shift because he felt that he'd been spoken to rudely by the other member of staff.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't an isolated incident and he said he'd had enough. The other member of staff had been due to go off duty to go and see her new grandchild and look after the other grandchild with her husband, who's also our caretaker. So they kind of come as a package.
Yeah.
With the input from the chairman, it was at a weekend and I wasn't here, and the bar manager, it was her Saturday off. With input from the chairman, she agreed to make alternative arrangements so that there was cover until 3 o'clock and then we closed the clubhouse.
Right.
She and her husband feel they are owed an apology or some kind of recognition from the other member of staff, but he says that he wouldn't have reacted in that way if she hadn't been so rude to him. This has been going round in circles. We've had independent...
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, absolutely.
The bar manager's sitting in here with me because I felt it would be helpful for her to listen to the answer if there is one.
Oh, okay. I don't think that is helpful.
What?
Sorry. I don't think that is helpful. For the purposes of the advice I'm giving you, I think it would be better to not have people who are involved in the incident.
No, she's not. She's just bar manager.
Okay, so fine. She's not on either side.
No.
Okay.
No, she was on holiday.
Okay, fine.
She was on holiday. She's just come back into it.
Okay, fine.
So they both I talked to them independently. They both agreed that they would move forward because that was, they're both valued employees and we wanted to move forward. Obviously, the lady comes with her husband as the caretaker and he's absolutely brilliant at what he does. And so they are both valued employees. or 3 of them, should I
Yeah.
say, are valued employees. However, the next time that so we didn't put them working together or it happened 2.5 months.
Right.
They did have to work together this Saturday just gone because somebody was ill. Yeah. Somebody was ill, and so that just left the 2 of them. And it didn't work very well at all.
No, no, it wouldn't have. No.
Frosty silences. Yes. They just sort of danced around each other for the whole of the shift.
Yeah.
And it obviously, so the gentleman concerned, he is genuinely happy to put things aside. He came in and he said good morning, etc., and tried to make conversation and was absolutely shut down.
Yeah.
But also we're quite a small team. There's only 5 of us.
Yeah.
And obviously when it comes to people taking holiday, people taking days off, it's just so hard to manage.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Have you done qualified mediation?
What's that?
Well, somebody who's actually trained as a mediator, as opposed.
No, we haven't.
Okay, so I can put you in touch with somebody to talk it through, because it's not going to be a case of even a grievance, because really it's a sort of grievance that she has against him, although it's 2.5 months ago.
Yeah.
But there's more to it.
Yes,
there's more to it than just I had to give up my holiday. There's a whole world behind that statement. So I'm thinking, if you have a trade mediator, and I'm not a mediator, I would be telling them to get over it, which is why I don't do that. You have to play to your strengths. You have to play to your
exactly.
strengths.
That's what
That's kind of what I want to do.
We both think that they need to get, she needs to get, and her husband, unfortunately, to a lesser extent, her husband, they need to get over it.
But she was actually more inconvenienced than he was. Sorry, not the husband, the gentleman in the bar. Yeah. So, because he stormed out, being indignant, however genuine or not genuine that was, but she was the one who had to change her plans.
Yes, and that's exactly how.
So it's all very well him saying,
it was only really kind of an hour out of her time, really. It wasn't a whole day.
But she's in a different movie to everybody else. Yeah. To her, I'm going to say it, and I'm not on her side, but I could see that she's like, well, I've been here forever. I really valued, I do all this work, I go above and beyond. And I'm the one who has to change because somebody's had a hissy fit about the wrong tone of voice.
And that is absolutely how she feels.
Yeah, there you go. See, I'm not bad at this thing. It's right. But I think if I put you in touch, I've got a guy called Mark who works for the private sector, but he is a trained mediator. He can then talk you through how he could help. And the way it is, you start off with both of them in separate rooms. You'd never start with people in the same room.
We haven't had them speaking together. No. I didn't. No. We didn't do that.
It's just scary sometimes. Chairman come in and say, I'm going to talk to them both together.
We haven't done that.
Yeah, exactly. So he can talk you through, and he would then, you may then have a chance, because he will go backwards and forwards to get to a place where they can then work together. So I'm nothing against the gentleman in question, but obviously it's got to work on both sides. And what actually needs to happen? Is there something with the tone of voice that needs to be addressed? Okay, that's one thing. Or does the gentleman need to do the apology? What does it need? What needs to happen? And can we provide that? But that's going to come out with an independent person rather than anybody connected to the golf club, I think. Yeah. So if I send you the details, and then we can have a chat about that, that's not a problem.
That's great. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Hi, I've got a question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, hi there. I just want to briefly ask, we've got a employee who took 2 weeks holiday unpaid, and then after they return, and she said that she's pregnant, and then she left. She didn't turn up to work. She issued a sick note. That she's saying that she's the sick note saying that stress at work, and that hasn't been mentioned to any member of the management, nothing. And then again in the second month, again she issued that sick notes, and then in the meantime we've been in contact with her to find out what caused this stress, and she hasn't been communicating. She's not been refusing.
You shouldn't be communicating with her while she's signed off sick.
Right. Okay.
No.
I see.
Particularly as it's stress at work, because that's just making it more stressful. So it's not.
Okay.
It's not great.
Not communicate, just to find out her well-being and everything, so we don't need to.
But you don't need to find out her well-being, because it feels like it is slightly artificial at this stage.
Okay. I see. And then also the last email, she was inquiring that she wants to be paid for her holidays, which we arranged. I mean, she was working irregular hours from January till September. And so we have paid the holiday from January to November. Obviously, that's when the sick note is covered, and we don't know if this December she's coming back to work or not. In the meantime, we've heard rumors from the clients that she's been talking as well, that she's not coming back to the to her work, and she hasn't confirmed that herself with us. However, and also we had a group of WhatsApp, which all the employees were together. So she left the group as well. And we just want to know, and then obviously she will be due in February. And we just want to know how to handle this employee who's not communicating, who is not, whenever obviously she wants her full holiday, which will only have, the way we calculate it, that she only have for the month of December, if she's coming or she's not coming, then 8 hours left. How to deal with it, and also the complaint that she's talking to the client and she's giving bad reputation about the business as well, we've heard. So these kind of things we just haven't dealt in that side, so we just want to get a better advice in how to deal with such a thing.
Right, there are a lot of things there.
Yes, it is. I know.
Okay, so if she's pregnant, she's supposed to provide you with a form called a MATB1, MATB1, which confirms the expected date of the birth. Okay. So she's supposed to provide you with that. I don't know how long she's been with you, but it sounds like she's been with you since the beginning of the year. So she is theoretically entitled to maternity pay in February if we get to that stage, but it's based on, and this is my least favorite part of employment law because it's maths, it's the 8 weeks before the 15th week before the birth. So if you got the birth, you go backwards 15 weeks. Okay.
So sorry, let me go. 8 weeks, you said?
No, well, let's say you've got the date of birth, say the 1st of February.
Yeah.
You go backwards 15 weeks from the 1st of February.
Backwards 15 weeks, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from that date, say it's the 1st of October, I don't think it is, but say it's the 1st of October, you then take whatever she earned in the 8 weeks before the 1st of October. That amount there, the average weekly wage there, will then decide whether she qualifies for maternity pay from you or from the government.
Okay, sorry. I think if you don't mind, can you send that, because I only got one step.
Okay, so if you send me an email, then we can do that.
Yeah.
So if you're a client of ours, you've got our maternity policy, which has that in there.
Yeah.
So that's the pregnancy thing.
Right.
The other thing is if she's off sick, she gets paid in line with your sickness policy. So what do you pay if people go off sick? You pay SSP?
Yes.
Yeah. So if she's earning enough, if she's entitled to that, she gets paid SSP. That's fine. She'll earn holiday on that at the average of what she's been earning over the last, 7, 8, 9 months. Okay. And if she's doing different hours all the time, she should be paid every month using the 12.07%.
12.07% rule. Okay. Yeah. And then obviously she's entitled for her holiday while she's sick. I believe that, doesn't matter as long as she provides the sick notes,
Yes, exactly. And all you need to do to keep in touch is to send her an email or a WhatsApp message every Monday and say, hope you're feeling better, looking forward to welcoming you back at work on, and then whatever the day is after the sick note expires.
Okay.
And that's it. And so you've kept in touch, but she can't say you're putting her under duress to clack. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And then see what happens. If she wants to still just SSP, we can see if we can find if there's any proof that she's doing something like working for somebody else while saying she's too sick to work for you. But I think if you do the calculations on the not on the sick pay, sorry, on the amount she's earning in that 8-week period, she's probably not going to qualify for maternity pay from you. She will qualify from the government, but that she has to go to the job centre to get that. So we need to do that calculation. If you've got the MAT B1, you need to do that that calculation quite quickly so that we can inform her of the situation. And that might then make her go, oh, well, I'm going to leave then if you're not paying this to me. So it's not that we're not paying it to you. It's just the rules say if it's A, we pay it, and if it's B, the government pays it. That's it. It's not our choice. It's what the rules are.
Okay. And then obviously as the step you explained, and you can put that in email for me, please. Yeah. The follow-up that you said backwards 15 weeks from due date.
Yes. If you could send me an email to cw@gaphr.co.uk and then I can reply to that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And thank you so much.
All right then. Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Melanie Drake, have you got any questions? You're gloriously happy there, I can tell. Yes. Are you going to be at conference as well? GCMA conference in 2 weeks?
Monday, I'm going. Just the day.
Oh, for Monday?
Monday, yeah. It's a busiest day, so yeah, I'll be there.
Right, good. Because I'm doing my 1-hour breakout session on the Employment Rights Act, which is going to be really interesting because nothing is decided yet. Yay!
Not Tuesday, though.
Yeah. So Monday lunchtime, 1 hour. And I'm like, if you're one of my clients, please don't come and watch because you'll get this anyway. But it's going to be testing people. What do you do now about tips? Oh, that was one. Sorry, one about tips. This was just such a good one. Talking to a new client. And he said, right, I've got a bar manager, been there for 22 years. And there's problems. Obviously, there's problems because if you have somebody who's been there for 22 years, usually they've never been managed. It's not really their fault. They've never had any feedback. Okay. And he said, yeah, but she's really popular. I'm like, okay. They always say that. Fine. How is she popular? Well, she gets £400 a month in tips. I'm like, okay, that's quite specific. How do you know that? Well, on the till, you can add £1 when the members say, oh, and one for yourself, you press the tip button, which adds £1 to their bill. I'm like, well, £1 doesn't cover the cost of a drink, does it? So that's a bit pointless. He's like, oh, no, it doesn't. I was like, oh, my gosh. Okay, fine. And I'm like, okay, so you're saying that 400 of your 800 members are giving her a tip every month? He's like, yeah. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think you'll find that's a red flag, and that because it's only £1, it gets pressed arbitrarily so that people get more money. Because I think she's about 31,000. I'm like full time, and I'm like, that's not a lot if you've been there 22 years. And so she's probably topping it up. And she's like, well, no, she's very liked. I'm like, 400 tips a month, that's a lot. That is a lot of tips. That is highly unlikely to be all genuine. And people aren't going to notice an extra £1 here or there on their bill. They're just going to go, oh, yeah, it must have been, I thought it was 11, but it's 12. It's fine. It's no big deal. So we do have to deal with that. But it's just like, it's always when you have these conversations and it's just an aside, oh, yes, and she gets £400 in tips a month. We need to stop that right now, because that will probably feed into the conversation that we usually have, which is, wouldn't you like some tax-free money to leave? Thank you very much. Yes. But and that's the stuff that we know is going on. That's always the thing, isn't it? It's not what you find out, it's what you find out. How long has this been going on for? Has it been going on for 10 years? And is there things like the chef who used to go in with his work clothes on and workman's jacket on and put a bottle of wine in the inside of his coat and go out again, and didn't realise we had Ring doorbell cameras in there. And so we caught it all on camera. So I'm going to say Ring doorbells in stock rooms, really good, because it's difficult to see and you don't need wires. And You get all the really clear video. So it's much easier to do. So, Mark, have you got any questions? No, you're happy at the moment. Good. Murray, haven't seen you for ages. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you, Caroline?
Yes, good. Well, like I said, I just had a holiday, and in 2 weeks, 2 weeks tomorrow, I'm off to Dubai for a week. So,
fantastic. Yes, I have a question. I've got my operations manager, Kevin, dialed in on phone as well.
Yes, he's trying to get in now. So I've said yes, he can come in. That's an exception. I'll be nice to him.
Oh, okay. Well, shall I wait for my question until he's in?
No, that's fine because we're recording anyway, so he can. Oh, go for it. Okay. Good.
Okay. So we've got a hotel. It's our biggest client. It was one of our 2 biggest clients. Sorry, what's that, Kev? Hi. Okay. Kevin's in. So our hotel is one of our 2 biggest clients. We have 2 supervisors that run the team there, and they alternate. The guy takes 4 days of supervisory, and the lady does 3 days of supervisory, and she also does some housekeeping work. So she's paid as a supervisor on her 3 days of supervisors, and another 2 days she sometimes does housekeeping at the lower rate.
Right.
She unfortunately suffers from extreme period pains.
Yeah.
So she tends to give sick notice at least 2 days a month.
Yeah.
Quite regularly.
Yeah.
And this week, the day before she was coming in to supervise, which was yesterday, she gave notice and we couldn't get the other supervisor to cover, so they didn't have a supervisor yesterday. And the hotel manager, our client, said to us that he's absolutely fed up with her regularly calling in sick all of the time, and he no longer ever wants her to supervise.
Okay.
Is that okay? Can we go back to her and say, the client no longer wants you to be a supervisor? I'm worried that the reasons why, because of regular sickness, he's saying she's unreliable.
It's not regular sickness. He's very specific. It's about the period pain, which is gender specific, which is therefore
sexist.
Well, disability and gender discrimination. So, yeah. That's one. I think what we should do as a first is we should get one of those gadgets that they do on Instagram and put it on his stomach, a TENS machine, and put it up to 10, which is probably what she has every month, and see how he feels about doing any work when he's got that. Because don't they say that having period pain is just the same as having a heart attack, same amount of stress as having a heart attack?
So, yeah, I mean, so our situation is, what do I go back to him and say? Do I say to him, look, he can't have us dismiss her because of sickness or regular sickness?
Yeah. Well, it's not sickness, it's because of the type of sickness. Yeah. So if she had diabetes and that made her off sick, that would also be something you couldn't dismiss for, or you couldn't get rid of her for.
So the fact that it's period pain is just something that her husband has told me is the reason she calls in sick regularly. Is it something Why is
her husband talking to you about her sickness reports? Surely she calls in sick and she says what's wrong with her. No?
Yes, she does. So the hotel's got an app that they have contact with all the cleaning staff, and she just sends in there. She says, "I won't be able to come in. I'm sick." So
then the day she's back in at work, you're sitting down and having a return to work meeting, saying, "Okay, talk us through what happened. How can we help you? What does the GP say? What does this say?" That's what you should be doing with everybody who goes off sick for one day, so that you can then help them, because she might not have, and I did have this at a client, that we had somebody who was off quite a lot. Oh, sorry, I can hear lots of noise in the background. Can't even see who it is. to go, she was off and she would say, oh, it's women's problems. And her boss would say, okay, women's problems. Okay, bye-bye. And it's like, okay, I think I need to come in and talk. And then it was then saying, okay, what is the problem? Well, it's this. Okay, tell me more about that. And I appreciate that this can be a little bit uncomfortable for male managers to do. And then say, have you spoken to the GP about it? No. Okay, I would strongly recommend that you go and talk to a GP. Can we support you? Can we offer you, access to a consultant or something like that? I'm not saying that you have to do that bit, but it's supporting her in her realizing that this should not be something that she just tolerates and has to put up with. It's to make sure that she does it. But I still don't understand why her husband is talking to you. If she's reported it on the app. Her
husband also works for us. So on the time that I phoned to just check that she was okay, he actually picked up. And so I ended up speaking to him. And that's why he said to me, yes, the reason is that we don't do return to work every day because I appreciate that it would be quite a lot of work, but in this case, because it has become so regular and potentially a problem, I think you do need to have a sit down with her and do, if not return to work because she's probably back at work, but a welfare meeting and go, right, this is the absence, let's go through what's happened and what can we do to support you. And what does the GP say about this? What are you doing? Is there anything we could do? Is it at the same time every month? Could we maybe structure it so that you're not actually on rota that week?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think that's why the hotel management's getting annoyed. Is the week before, every sort of Thursday, or they will arrange the rota of who needs to be coming in from their pool of housekeepers for the following week. And then she's regularly calling in the day before just saying, sorry, she can't come in.
Yes. And it's then working out, is there a way that she would know when it's going to be? And some people need to have the conversation to realise, you might not know exactly which day, but sort of like you said, which week. Okay, can we say that it's going to be these 4 days? I don't know. It's trying to find a pattern and also to encourage her to get help so that she doesn't just suffer, as it were. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing. And do the tens machine on the hotel manager.
I wish I could. He's a bit of a bully, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I'm there. Where is it? I'll be there with the tens machine and the taser. Not a problem. I think we don't use corporal punishment enough in hotels and hospitality anymore. I'm just saying.
Well, I wish I could have you at a meeting with him one day, Caroline.
Sorry, Mel.
You can get rid of her. It's just be writing a very big check.
Yeah, that's true. You could write over a big check, but I don't think he wants to do that either. That's the thing. So, this way, at least we're taking steps to show that we're making reasonable adjustments. We're trying to be supportive. And then if it still doesn't work out, okay, that's a whole different thing. But at the moment, we haven't really done the starting point. So let's do that and see what we can do. Yeah.
Okay. Kevin, do you have any other thoughts?
I just want to find out, so how can we manage the hotel managers' I suppose, expectations, because he kind of picks up on any small thing that she does wrong. She is kind of, adds it to his list of reasons to kind of demote her or, dismiss her. So in this particular instance, obviously he doesn't know the reason why, because she's off sick, because obviously it's very personal.
Yeah.
So how do we go back to him and say, because you obviously can't just dismiss somebody for, being ill, it's a legitimate, problem. So how do we kind of say to him, no, we are not going to dismiss her or demote her?
Well, she's your employee, not his employee. Yeah, so that's the first thing.
So basically he says to us, your contract's at risk then if you're not going to take decisive action. So basically either he's threatening us to say, you either demote her or we're going to not going to be your client anymore.
Okay, so the first thing is to make clear to him that while he absolutely has a right to cover, that he needs to have the supervisor at that level, absolutely, he does not have the right to tell you to demote people or to fire people or anything. He has the right to the cover, and how you provide it is up to you. Okay. And obviously you understand that there is an issue here and you're going to work on it, and hopefully it won't be a problem going forward. But if he has performance issues, with her, he raises them with you and you will deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's not about demotion or firing, because there is a third party possibility, but it's just we need to make sure it's not going to be a gender discrimination claim against you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Sorry, I'm going to have to go. My cough is getting worse. Apologies. If there is anything in the meantime, just send me an email. And otherwise, have a good weekend, and I will see you all next week. Okay. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you want a free peace of mind call with us to discuss your policies, handbook, and any burning staff issues in your business, click the link in the description below.